Hi everyone, welcome to VM by C. Today our topic is divisibility rule of 7. In this video, I am giving three best ways to test divisibility rule for 7. Okay, so here I am taking multiple of 7s. In the multiple of 7, I chosen three numbers. These numbers are very good numbers because by using this number we can easily test divisibility rule for 7. Those multiples are 21, 49 and 1001. These are the multiple of 7. So we are performing on this multiple here. So then we can easily check divisibility rule of 7. So this number we can write now, we are writing as 2 into 10 times plus 1 in the form of ax plus b. If you have any doubts regarding this form, so you can go through universal divisibility rule video. Okay, so this number I am writing 5 times of 10 minus 1, and this number I am writing 1 times of 1000 plus 001. So if you see, if you find the HCF of 2 and 1, so it gives 1 here. So HCF of 5 and minus 1, it also give 1 here. And HCF of 1 and 1, it also give 1. So that means we can perform divisibility test by using this number very easily. Okay, and please uh, watching the video without skipping. Why? Because every example is very important. Okay, for suppose let me take here one example. Try to understand the concept here. Suppose 623 is there. Okay, the first I am performing a divisibility test on 21 is a multiple of 7. So we have 10 here. So in the unit place digits we have to take as a one group unit place, and the remaining digit will be another group. So here below I am writing 2 and 1. After that, by using crisscross method, so I'm multiplying 62 with 1, so it gives 62. After that, 2 times of 3, it gives 6. And the very important point is you are taking positive symbol, so here we have to subtract. So then we are getting here 56. So now this 56 is divisible by 7. So the whole number is divisible by 7. Now the very important point is here. You can see when you are taking 1 in the unit place, it is multiplying the penultimate digit every time. So it is giving the same result. Whatever penultimate digit is there, it is giving as it is. But the unit place digit is multiplied with 2. So there is some changes comes. So that is the reason we can write a divisibility rule of 7 like this. Multiply multiply unit digit with 2 and subtract from rest of the digits or number. Yes, the same thing I done, you can see here. So 2 is multiplied with 3 and I got 6, and it is exactly subtracted from the rest of the digit. Yes or no? So this is a very important observation. So by this observation, we can solve another problem in a very easy way. For suppose, let me take here one example. 6265 is there. What is the rule here I discussed? Multiply unit place digit. So multiply unit place digit and subtract from the rest of the number. So 5 times of 2 is 10. I'm subtracting from the rest of the digit. Then I got 6, 1, 6 I got. Still we don't know whether it is divisible by 7 or not. Again take unit place digit and multiply with 2 and subtract from the rest of the number. So that is 12 I am subtracting here. Then I got here 49. Yes. Now this 49 is divisible by 7 So we can say that 6265 also divisible by 7. So this is the first rule. Let us find out the second rule. Okay, right. Again, I'm taking here one example. 4, 1, 3. Now I am performing on 49. Let us see what happened, what changes will come. So 5 here I am taking, and this one will be I am taking. So we are not considering negative signs. That negative indicates is a different meaning. So here also we have 10. So in the unit place digit, we have to take only single digit. Okay. So 44, 41 is multiplied with 1. Then it is give 41. After that, 5 times of 3 will be 15. But here minus sign is there. So that is the reason we have to add the whatever resultant here we are getting here. So then we are getting here 56. Now 56 is divisible by 7. So the whole number 413 also divisible by 7 here. So here you can see again in the unit place digit, you can see here we got 1. So this one is multiplying the penultimate digits. So it is giving the same result. Yes, you can see 41 I am written as it is. After that 5 I am taking, sorry, 5 is multiplied with 3 and it is added here. That means when you are taking 5, we have to add it. When we are taking 2, we have to subtract. So note those 2 points. Okay. Now we can write the rule here. Multiply unit plus digit with 5 and add to rest of number or a digit. Yes, let me do one problem on this condition. For example, 5978 I take it. What is the rule? We have to multiply unit place digit with 5, okay, and add it to the rest of the part, that is 40 here I'm adding. So then I got 6, 3, 7. Still we don't know whether it is divisible by 7 or not. Then again with the performing the same rule on this number, taking unit place digit and multiplying with 5, then we got 35. So that 35 is we are adding to this number. So then we are getting 98. So 98 is divisible by 7. Still you don't know whether it is divisible by 9 or not. Then again take unit place digit and multiply it with 5. Then 40 will get add to the rest of the number. Then you are getting 49. So now 49 is divisible by 7. So then we can say that 5578 also divisible by 7 here. Okay, this is the second rule. Let us try to solve third rule. What are the changes we'll see in the third rule? Third rule is very, very useful compared with 1 and 2. Why? Because third rule we can use for large number. Okay, we are using for the large numbers more than 3 digit when we have. That is a very, very important. Okay, so let me take here one example. In this case, what happened? For suppose 6, 2, 6, 7, 9, 4. This is a large number. We have to check whether it is divisible by 7 or not. So then I am working on 1001. That means here you can see we have the 3 zeros. That means from the unit place digit, we have to group the 3 digit as a one pair and the remaining digit will be one pair. We have to go like that. Okay. So now you can see here 1 and 1 I am taking. In this case, what happened? When you are multiplying this number into this number, when you are getting 6, 2, 6, and multiply 1 into this group, 7, 9, 4, and here we have plus symbol. So that is the reason we are going to subtracting here. So from that, when you are subtracting that number, so 7, 9, 4, 6, 2, 6, if you are subtracting, okay. So then you are getting 168. You are getting how much here? 168. It is a negative number. Whatever number is there, we are not bothering. Okay, whether it is negative or positive. Okay. So now 168 you got. Still we don't know whether it is divisible by 7 or not. Then you can use either 21, 49 combination numbers you can use and you can verify it. So I am going with 5 now. So I multiply this number with 5, then I got 40, and 40 I'm adding to this number, then I got 56. So we are not bothering about negative side. So now 56 is exactly divisible by 7. That means the whole number also here divisible by 7. So that means we are the whole number, we are converting it to a 3-digit smaller number. So then we can easily perform the divisibility rule on that number. Let me try to take another example on this point. Suppose, see another point also we have to observe here. So here we are both numbers we have 1. That means the penultimate digit and the whatever we are grouping that digit both are comes as it is. So that is the reason just we have to mark the 3-digit numbers. After that we have to subtract from that. Okay, let me take here one example. 5, 7, 7, 2, 2. Here I take it. Now if you mark 3-digit, and this will be the another group. If you write 0 here, then it is also a 3-digit number. Okay. After that, now if you subtract 7 to 2, it is from 57. If suppose if you are subtracting, okay, 57. If you are subtracting, then you are getting 6, 6, 5. You will get. So in this case, let me take first rule. I am multiplying this number with 2. Then I got here 10. I'm subtracting from this number. Then I got 56. Now 56 is divisible by 7. So we can say that the whole number is divisible by 7 now. Okay. In this case, we have to group 3 digits. Okay. Let me try to take another example which having more than 6 digits. Then let us see what happened. Okay. Let me take another example. 6, 2, 6, 1, 9, 3, 4. Okay, here I selected 3-digit as a one group and the remaining digit will be another group here. So whatever first group you are selected, you have to subtract from the penultimate group. So 6, 2, 6, 1, from this number I am subtracting this number. So then let us see what happened. Okay, then I got here 5, 3, 2, 1. After subtracting, I got 5, 3, 2, 1. Again, you select 3-digit as a one group and the remaining digit will be one group. So when you are subtracting 327 from 5, you will get negative. So ignore that negative. We are not focusing on the negative numbers. So 327 minus 5, if you are subtracting, actually it is positive, it is the negative. But we are, even though we are doing subtraction, then you are getting 322. So 322, it is a negative, but we are ignoring the negative. Then after that, this is a small digit number. So now we can perform any divisibility rule of whatever I given, either 2 or 5 you can use. Here I'm using 5. So that will be 10. When you are using 10, you have to adding. So I'm adding here, then I got 42. Now 42 is divisible by 7. So the whole number also here is divisible by 7. Are you getting my point? So thank you.